TS4.
TS4.
On course, and we got some dry ball data. Lower spinning TS. It's another TS. Got a lot of TS's going about at the minute. See what it does. Oh, it's a knuckleball.
Is it gone?
Yeah, that's nice. Ah, you're not getting past that.
That's on the green.
You are not getting past that. It's a slightly smaller looking head.
Yeah, that definitely, it's noticeable, that, isn't it?
Lower spinning by around 300 revs is what I saw on tour ranges subject to strike, which we'll show the dry ball data next. But really it just looks like a TS driver, but I mean it just looks like the low spinning version of a TS driver.
Yeah, I mean it's got the same profile kind of as my TS3.
Yeah.
It just looks a fraction smaller, kind of from maybe this part here to the toe end.
Yeah.
Just a fraction. Love that roundedness.
Right, can you get past mine is the
sure
big question.
I'm a bit sore here.
Oh, excuse.
Heely, but still okay.
Yeah, it's a good miss. It's a bit up the left, started out the heel, kind of stayed straight, didn't really cut. Let's get down there.
Nice feel though.
Let's see how we've, let's see. Alright, yeah. Better go and check them out, haven't we?
Yeah.
Right, should we check out the tech, see what Titleist are saying about the TS4 and why it is here. Titleist TS4 comes in a 430 head size, so the head size is smaller. Down at address it'll look smaller. It gives a different viewing profile and also will help with maintaining lower spin, because obviously if you think about a bigger head and you went and put the weight back, it can go further back. So the weight forward on this one to try and give that lower spin is significantly forward than where it would be in TS2 with the bigger stretched back head. We get the same sure fit hosel that we've seen in Titleist drivers for years, giving you adjustability on lie and lofts. It's a classic pear shaped design, very TS3 shrunk down, so it's that classic Titleist look. Improved aerodynamics, Titleist are saying, similar to TS3 though. A 0.4mm crown, so very thin crown, again similar to the other models. In all effects, the TS4 is going to maybe reduce spin, Titleist saying around 300 revs, but it's kind of a TS3 shrunk down. TS4. Right, getting down, this is Dan's one. So this was a slight heel, not your best, but certainly in play.
Yeah.
Obviously I would expect to see mine further down because I did hit mine nicely. I'm much further down. It was just a better strike and that was it really.
Yeah.
Yours has not done bad considering it was out the heel.
That was nice. It didn't do, you know when you catch a slightly low heel you expect it to kind of cut on you a little bit?
Yeah.
It stayed pretty neutral. It didn't really move a lot, did it?
How did you hit yours, Dan?
Yeah, a little bit high off the face, but it wasn't a bad shot, to be fair. It just drifted a bit to the right as it moved.
Oh, there you are.
I'm over there.
So you're basically level now.
Yeah.
I hit mine good, just it stayed up the left. So I'm used to these clubs having a real fade bias.
Yeah, so you almost accommodate for that?
Yeah, so I'm aiming up the left thinking it drifted. If anything,
Yeah.
I reckon that had a fraction draw bias. So I quite like the fact that that isn't as fadey for me, because one of the big things that stops me using low spin, obviously the drop-offs, but I get the feeling like this one is that it's 300 revs. It's not going to go into the 1000s that much.
Yeah.
You know, the 19s, 18s, 17s, but we'll test that. We've got numbers coming at the end. They're always so hard to draw for me because they set them up as a standard low spin driver. Better players is the idea. They don't want it going left, they'd rather it falling off to the right as a general rule, so they set them up that way a bit. I'm impressed with the first two that just haven't really moved, they've kind of gone where I've hit them. So obviously the tech there, smaller head and what have you, but we've got no movable now.
No, so they've taken that out, haven't they?
Which I guess is because they want it all forwards. But it does kind of offer that little bit less. I mean, I've seen what Liam does on tour ranges and goes in here and does stuff, but the people aren't having that done. I don't know any fitters who can do that particularly. It's a little bit of a shame.
That weight at the front, you can change the weight a little bit. So in my fitting kit inside, I can maneuver it down and up sort of 2 grams in weight, and also 4. I think I can move it 4 as well. So,
but again, back to my point about the shaping. Obviously, if I just love this driver, but I wanted it to be a bit drawier or a bit fadier, like just that crossweight idea is not that I use it, but some people actually quite like that. So it's interesting that's gone.
430 head.
Yeah.
Is that?
Just
do you
nice.
like? Do you like? I mean, because I remember when we did some.
I could game it.
Yeah, we did some testing with the G400. Do you remember that was a noticeable difference moving away from the 460? They kind of made the profile of the head slightly smaller. Yeah. This is now starting to look smaller. Is that?
Yeah, it does.
Good. You like that?
Yeah, well, it's the same. It's my TS3 just shrunk. It looks like same shape.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't see the point in going smaller for me, as in I can get similar spins, I reckon, with this to my TS3. This has the potential to go lower, but I don't want my TS3 spinning any lower. Yeah. So I quite like having a little bit more love down there. Yeah. Like certainly no practice swings off the plane, bang, what? Yeah. 480 par 4, what do you say, Rory? Little comp.
Oh yeah.
Longest drive and most accurate. So 2 balls.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you want one.
First one for both of us is long.
Long. So
second
bombers.
One is can you hit fairway?
Yeah. Okay. I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. 2 shots. Like a mulligan, isn't it?
Yeah. You TS4 in at the minute or not? Would you stay with TS3 or would you go TS4?
No, I like to see a little bit more real estate down there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So TS3 for me is just absolutely perfect. I've looked at TS2.
Yeah.
But I just think there's too big then.
Yeah.
So too much stretch. So the TS3 works really well for me. So I'm not. This isn't sort of enticing me. You know, I like to tinker.
Yeah.
This is not enticing me.
What about in your fitting armoury? Would you be glad it's there, or would you just think, oh, I don't need it? Can you stop bringing out TS models? We've got enough.
I can't see. I'll be honest. I can't. I never really fit that many people into like the Epic Sub-Zero.
Yeah.
So I can't see that being sort of a consistent thing with players wanting to test this one. However, I think it's great to almost attract better players again to the studio to have some fittings as well.
You'll fit more TS3s and 2s off the back of having a TS4 because it's like, so there's an old adage in retail, right? You have a rack of blue trousers, you sell no blue trousers. You have a rack of blue trousers, but you have a pair of red and green on there, you sell loads of blue. Because people
at least
go,
they get to see it.
Yeah, well, people go, oh, I don't want those blues. They just look like the same as everything. And then you see the reds, because on that rack you go, oh, I don't want the reds, I'll have the blues. It's a little bit like that. That's why people have made Sub-Zeros. Every company's done a low spin model at some point, and often it's a slightly staggered release as well with most of them. Yeah, I see it very nichey at the minute. It'll be interesting, we'll get to the numbers at the end. Let's just do our little comp.
Alright.
Are you going to know which ball's which?
Yep.
So this is the bomb ball to start.
This is the number 3 bomber.
You might reach them.
No, I'm not that bomber.
Danny Bomber. Oh, it's a slip. It's a slip.
Can I have another go? Can I have another go?
Go on. You can have another go, but bear in mind that is your shot for the competition.
Get past that one.
Poor greenkeeper wet himself then. Oh, Danny snipped one into my face.
That's gone 30 yards.
Yeah.
Wow, that's
bit low spin that one.
Bit low dipper, you see dip. So try not to hit it quite as hard.
Lovely. Bomber. Oh, it's a massive block. So that's out to the right over those trees. Yeah, not his finest moment. Should we go fairway now, Dan? Put you in your happy place.
Yeah, let's do that.
Let's go nice and low. Little fairway finder.
I wonder what this does going low.
Yeah. Let's see. This is the fairway ball. Oh, yes. That's low. That is The definition of low.
It's going down.
That is Danny down, isn't it? Get down.
Look at that.
Get right
Get
down.
right
in the
down.
straight,
Right down
in
there.
the loft. Low my balls. Bottom of the start, is it?
Bottom of the start. So basically, just hit it more than 60 yards, and you'll be all right.
These trees. Well, this is quite a good test for me because I either take this really tight or I want it to just turn a little bit.
Yeah, okay.
So I am actually going to, I always like to try and do that with the low spinners. I'm going to try and not let this one fade. If anything, if it's going to miss, it might turn left is my plan. Yeah, perfect. I've overdone it, as in I didn't start it enough, but I feel like I can shape this one.
It's quite a nice feeling for a low spinning
Yeah, well,
model.
low spin I don't normally feel like I can shape pull. I do feel like, but then makes me feel like it's just, apart from it being slightly smaller, it's not going to be that dissimilar to my TS3.
Yeah. I like it.
Which then makes me think, well, why have the TS4? But then I have stood on European Tour ranges and seen why they got the TS4. Does that make sense? Because they come over and they just want to try everything, like to not give it to them and then to go to another manufacturer, like just give it to them.
Tinker, tinker.
Oh yeah. So I'm going to go fairway now, so I'm just going to try and go straight.
Okay.
Look at what I've done.
If that bounces left, you could have me there.
It's straight to start, it's going left
It has
now.
bounced left now.
Like that, I'm surprised with how easy that is to not cut compared to what my TS3, I've actually had to set it up slightly different. We'll go and have a look in the numbers before we go and see, let's go and see what's happening there and then we'll go and look at the numbers. But I'm quite liking that. I'm not going to change, am I? Look there, look. 262 though, isn't it?
It's in my ball.
Are you going to pick that one up or are you going to do it? I normally just leave them.
No, I think we should see where it is.
There's no one about, so no one knows. It's not as if I've got the camera on or anything. No one knows you've done this. Fine. Head Pro. Here it is.
Come and book a lesson.
You'd still make a par though, that's the point.
I would either make par.
You would try and slice it through there and you'd probably go through the smallest gap and get front edge 2 putts par.
It's just in front of the winter tee.
TS4 for better.
Nothing to see here.
For better players.
Move on.
There's a ball here. Can't be you. I won't film this, Dan, because that can't be you. What's that?
0-0. With a big yellow mark on it like it's hit something.
So I'm taking it that's
Tough day.
That's not a win, is it?
That's a loss. I've had 2 efforts and I still can't get past
Let's
you.
go and see where I am. These mine are yellow, aren't they?
Yeah, yours are yellow.
These
so you're
are
further
one's
down there.
right in. There's my fairway finder.
Yeah. So I'm going on this line in the middle here. Okay. So can you see the line?
Yeah, fairway line.
Yeah. So we need to measure that.
What? How far?
Off the measurement.
I'm the yellow one.
Yeah, you're the but this is me.
Oh, this is you. This is your fairway, is it?
Yeah. So I'm going to do.
Oh, I see what you mean. So you're still in play for this.
Yeah. So it could go 1-all.
Oh, because I see what you mean. Yeah. Sorry.
So this is the line.
Yeah, you've won that.
There, and then this is what I like. And then just over, it's there, isn't it? Stay there. There.
Oh, you've done me by half a club length, have you?
Oh, hang on. No, there. Yeah, I've done you. That's right, isn't it?
So that's a 1-all, is it?
So it's 1-all.
Oh.
Where's your other one?
So
And actually, we've got to find your ball, haven't we? So we need to win the long drive.
No,
so
we don't.
let's not
We
find
so
it.
don't.
This could not
You
be.
know, I think I
This
might
could go.
just chuck it to the numbers. Where is it?
Remember, I've got 3 minutes. 3 minutes of counting.
What an arsehole.
Oh no, I can't find it.
Where is it? I'm having that. Let's go and look. He had 3 goes. Let's go and look at the numbers inside. Sorry, before we go, he's found it. Let's have a look.
Can't find my Pro V1X because
We
it's just
found
there.
it.
We've found
Is that
it.
further than yours?
Oh, mine was back there.
Yeah, is that further than all of yours?
So it's 1-all.
With a mulligan. He will take that.
Nothing wrong with mulligans.
Let's go and look at the numbers. So numbers TS4, kind of where I'd expect. Look, 2.2 average spin, 2,234 revs.
Yeah.
Bottoming out in a few 2.1s. Look, there's all 2.1s apart from a 2.5.
2.5 there, yeah.
So if you take the 2.5 out, for instance, that brings it down to a 2.1 spin.
Yeah.
My TS3 is 2.1 to 2.3, 2.4. So it's very similar. Averaging distance today, 2.63. 2.69 my longest, so 2.62. 2.59 my shortest. So very much my normal numbers with the odd low spinning one out the middle that just gets out there at 2.69.
Yeah.
Peaking height at 32, which is where my where my peak height normally is. So you see the first one's just very low.
Yeah.
Again, you could disable the first one. That's a miss hit. I go up to 2.64. You know, it's a TS3 with a slightly smaller looking head and the potential to gain, I reckon, 300 res less, which then gains you a few yards. You know, it's not the most aggressive low spin driver out there, and I think most companies now are scared of making that aggressive low spin one because they realise how seductive they are, but then how customer satisfaction just drops off really quick because obviously they get the miss hits that just drop off and the MOI is so bad. So it's kind of where it was like a craze at one point because it did sell, because it went further. People very quickly started to realise that actually it goes further but not enough, so my average isn't really any further and my bad shots are worse. I like TS4. I mean, I've been on many tour ranges and people trying it, the hype's there when the pros see it, they want low spin, they want a few more yards. But if the TS3 or 2 is fit correctly, again, like with TS1, I think you can turn it into a TS4. It gives you like 300 revs and a different head profile, which is important for some people to look at and play with for the fitter. What do you think?
Yeah, I think it's going to be the player that wants that. You know, there's going to be the player from a fitting point of view. I'm not going to see many guys in here wanting to be playing this sort of club. I can't see it. However, if I think back with my county days, and you know, there was always that sort of talk about shafts, and you know, so you're going to get the player that is not necessarily going to fit into this perfectly, but they want it in their bag.
More on the US PGA Tour, I've been told, than the European Tour. Again, I think the US PGA Tour just boasts maybe. I don't know the exact stats because the European Tour isn't good at that.
Yeah.
A few faster, more powerful guys, obviously
maybe.
just desperately looking for that less spin. Certainly, everyone tried it when I've been on a couple of ranges with people. Most because Liam's so good at fitting, the TS3 was good enough.
Yeah.
So it's a fourth in the TS range because you might as well sell a few to some people who want them rather than it being like, it's this idea that the new one is better. I mean, 262 has been 262 for, where does this idea keep going? It's just different. That's what it is. It's a different fitting option TS driver.